Former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, stressed the need for right leadership and an enabling environment for civil servants to excel. He made the call at an event of a sent forth organized by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, challenging civil servants to support the federal government in achieving its mandate for the country. Helen Osamide-Akins reports.
The Nigerian civil service consists of employees in Nigerian government agencies. As a government institution, it plays an important part in ensuring that government policies result in tangible services for the population. Many analysts have described Nigeria's federal civil service as weak in accountability, low in professional standards, wasteful and corrupt, redundant and with an overbloated staff structure. But the former secretary to the government of the Federation thinks otherwise. He believes with the right leadership and environment, Nigerian civil servants can take the country to the next level.
Nigeria is a great nation, and I believe that if we can put our act together, we will become a phenomenon in the next decade. And I want to urge all of you here today, particularly those of you that are in the public service, to remain steadfast, to remain committed, and to remain resolute in making this country what the founding fathers dreamt it to be.
Colleagues, friends, families, and well-wishers are here to celebrate Mr. Boss for the legacy he left as a former secretary to the government of the Federation. Boss Mustapha is described as a man worthy of emulation.
His administrative sagacity was also brought to the fore when he spearheaded the Presidential Transition Council and delivered excellently well on the mandate of the council. This led to a smooth and seamless transition from the Muhammadu Buhari administration to the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration.
Mr. Mustapha's untiring efforts meant that the government was able to achieve more than it would otherwise have. His steadfast commitment to excellence has undoubtedly paved the way for the successful implementation of key policies and programs that have touched the lives of millions of Nigerians.
Boss Mustapha served as the 19th secretary to the government of the Federation in President Muhammadu Buhari's administration for over 5 years. Helen Osamide-Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
And a cross-section of stakeholders want federal government to address poverty as a way to curb the growing spate of human trafficking in Nigeria. These and many more formed the basis of discussions of a forum held in Ibadan. Olaide has more in this report.
The illegal trade of people for exploitation has been a grave concern, having an alarming and devastating impact on national development. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons reported that women and children are the most vulnerable targets being subjected to sexual exploitation. 38-year-old Abimbola Ademola, not a real name, shares her account of being offered employment prospects in Lebanon, which ultimately led to her exploitation.
So, as I reached Lebanon, they locate us to one house, like 500 girls there. Put us like a 1 week, no food. I tried to be called, no reachable.
At this awareness program organized by the Justice, Development and Peace Commission, stakeholders emphasized the importance of fostering effective collaboration to facilitate victims' rescue, prosecution of traffickers, and create awareness on the dangers of human trafficking.
We also would need to know this morning that to have an effective collaboration, we should prioritize partnership. We can't do it alone. I can't do it. If I have hatred for human trafficking and have so much passion to end it.
In 2021, the Global Slavery Index estimated that over 1.3 million people in Nigeria were living in modern slavery, which includes victims of human trafficking, and the reason is not far-fetched: poverty.
Poverty, which is as a result of the inefficiency of the government to make sure that average Nigerian has the means to cater for themselves.
Organizers of this event believe that through continuous awareness and supporting organizations like NAPTIP, the vulnerable will be protected, traffickers will be prosecuted, and the crime eradicated from Nigeria. Oladio Yewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
Some lecturers and students of the University of Ilorin are again raising awareness about the sanctity of human life. In this regard, they are demanding that euthanasia or mercy killing shouldn't be encouraged in any form. Correspondent Ibrahim Alege reports.
Euthanasia literally means mercy killing or assisted suicide. In other words, patients whose illnesses have been certified to be incurable by medical personnel should either kill themselves or be assisted to do so. While it is legalized in some European countries, it is an illegal practice in Nigeria.
It is illegal, as it were, in Nigerian constitution for any physician to be involved in euthanasia or assisted suicide. So it is illegal, it is ethically unacceptable, it is religiously unacceptable. So everything around us in Nigeria is against it. Therefore, what is the hallmark here? Palliative care.
Thank you for having me, sir.
This makes euthanasia not to be a prevalent practice in Nigeria, but the need to be on guard is what this professor of euthanasia law is advocating. Professor Bashir Omikpidan did his PhD research on euthanasia. He set up this euthanasia prevention initiative 12 years ago to further drive home his belief in the sanctity of human life instead of euthanasia practice.
You know, in some other places like Netherlands and somewhere in Europe, they believe that once we are done with illness, why don't we just take the life off and then save the money? But we believe that sanctity of life should always prevail. And as a body, we feel it's also a way for us to also keep up the slogan that life is the best and that hope for the hopeful, hope for the hopeless.
Undergraduates of the University of Ilorin are part of the initiative.
This initiative, when it was founded, it was just for law students alone. But our own target now is to widen the horizon, to widen the scope, to make people from different part of faculties to join us, and we are able to achieve that during this administration.
Life was given to us by the Almighty, and we do not have any right whatsoever to take it, regardless of the situation. And it's also giving us, from the mantra, hope for the hopeful and the hopeless.
The Euthanasia Prevention Initiative is to protect the interests of the terminally ill and vulnerable patients, as well as respect for sanctity of human life. Ibrahim Alege, TVC News, Ilorin.